Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to our Monday night ritual. No, our Monday night regular meeting for City Council, Monday, May 12th, 2025. Thank you for all of our guests that have arrived. And just a few housekeeping things that I need to take care of before we begin. So public participation, there are three ways to submit public comments. Submit written comments by meeting day, and number two, submit written comments during the meeting, or attend in person. If you're interested in watching, you could watch us on live telecast through YouTube. So www.youtube.com/@dalycitygov/streams, or you could check us out on the Daly City website at www.dalycity.org/agendas, or on Comcast channel 27. To submit comments, written comments by meeting day, please email the city clerk at dalycity.org and include public comment in the subject line. All written comments received by 4 p.m. on meeting day will be provided to the city council prior to the meeting. Please note, any email comments received after 4 p.m. on the meeting date are not guaranteed to be received by the city council prior to the meeting. Comments are not read out loud into the record. During the meeting, you may visit www.dalycity.org/agendas to submit comments using the public comment form to address the city council on a specific item or during the public comment period. And such comments are delivered to the city council and city staff during the meeting and may be read into record at the time they are received. To speak at the meeting in person, please complete a speaker card or at the entrances where you came through. Submit your speaker card to the council chamber and submit to a staff member as early as in the meeting as possible. Persons with disabilities who require auxiliary aids or services in attending or participating in this meeting should call the office of the city clerk at 650-991-8078 as soon as possible. So I'd like to call to order this meeting, and before we begin, I would like to do our land acknowledgement. The city of Daly City acknowledges that we are on the ancestral lands of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. We recognize their enduring connection to this region and honor their history, culture, and contributions. As the indigenous protectors of this land, we affirm their sovereign rights as the original inhabitants of this land and pay respects to the ancestors, elders, and relatives of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. Next up, we have the Pledge of the Flag. So if you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, where we at? All right. Next up, we have roll call.
Ms. DiGiovanni,
Present.
Ms. Proano,
Present.
Mr. Sylvester,
Glenn Sylvester, present.
Ms. Manalo,
Present.
Dr. Das Magbual.
Present. Okay. So May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage History Month, and we have a few guests that we have here to honor AAPI month. What we'll do is we'll go in order of what we have. So what we'll do is that I'll present to Pacific Islanders together, and then I'll do the proclamation, and then I'll have each group or person come up afterwards. So there's some sort of flow to this agenda, okay? So before we begin, we have the proclamation, and each proclamation has the same wording. So here it is. So Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, May 2025. Whereas each May we celebrate Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month to honor the rich histories, diverse cultures, and vital contributions of individuals and communities with roots in Asia and the Pacific Islands. And whereas the AA and HPI community has played an essential role in shaping our nation's history, from building the Transcontinental Railroad to serving in our armed forces, advancing science and technology, contributing to arts and literature, and advocating for civil rights and social justice. And whereas City Daly City is home to a vibrant AA and HPI community whose heritage, traditions, and values have profoundly shaped the city's identity and continue to enrich the social, cultural, and economic lives of our residents. And whereas we recognize the resilience and achievements of AA and HPI individuals, past and present, while also acknowledging the challenges they have faced, reaffirming our commitment to equity, inclusion, and justice for all. And whereas through community events, educational programs, and cultural celebrations, we uplift the voices and stories of AA and HPI individuals and honor the integral role in building a stronger and more unified Daly City. And whereas the Federal Asian Pacific American Council has chosen this year's theme as a legacy of leadership and resilience, marking May 2025 as a month to celebrate the history, achievements, and cultural contributions of AA and HPI communities in the United States. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Roderick Doss McBwal, Mayor, and members of the City Council of the City of Daly City, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month in Daly City to celebrate and pay tribute to contributions of Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders to American history, society, and culture. Signed and sealed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Daly City this 12th day of May 2025. So to begin and leading off, I would like to bring in Reina to come up and introduce yourselves and, welcoming Pacific Islanders together. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Thank you so much, council members. First and foremost, o te si'iliwe inga malwhawtaile tua malona lofa malona ngalelei. I give glory and God and honor to our Father God for this opportunity to be standing here before you. I am very honored, Mayor, for this. I don't have enough words that I could say. To be present, to have a voice. That was always the thing with the Pacific Islanders. We're always in the shadow. And today, we are out of the shadow this month and we represent who we are. And we're going to have like a little performance for you. It's called the Taulunga. And this is a performance that some of our Polynesians are here, Samoans are here, that we will open up a ceremony as well as we can close the ceremony with the Taulunga dance. And we're going to be performing that. But this is after the proclamation is given. Okay. So I don't know what time that will be. And also, I would like to give our mayor as well as our council members an ula for each one of you. And this is just signifying the thanks, the honor, and just being acknowledged here in the city of Daly City. I'm very, very honored. And I want to say this. I'm looking right at you, Vice Mayor. I believe that maybe over 10 years ago, I was standing right here when you were the mayor, and I was honored. And now you're scratching your head because you don't remember. But we can look at the tapes. We're standing right here when I was honored with this. And here we go. Thank you again. So, Faftai lava malehava noa, Faftai moleni tofi mawalunga, Otevi ialetua. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Appreciate it.
So I don't know when.
So let's do this. Let's honor all our guests, and
Yes.
then we'll conclude it with
The Taulunga.
yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next, we also have the Myanmar Student Union of Skyline College.
Hello, everyone. I'm Martin. I'm the chairperson of Myanmar Student Union in Daly City and at Skyline College. We, as Myanmar Student Union, is very honored to be invited here to share a few words today. As some of you might already know, Myanmar is a country where there was a military coup since 2021 and the terrors that followed ever since. Especially yesterday, there was also an airstrike on a middle school in a region that has been the epicenter of the 7.7 magnitude that hit just last month. And during the airstrikes, a lot of innocent students and even some teachers were killed on the spot, and many others majorly wounded. So this is the country where many of the students that we're working together with come from. In other words, rather than come from, most of us are also forced to migrate out here into the United States. Yeah, which is also why I will, while I'm here, I would also like to urge everyone to keep continuing the work in protecting our communities together, especially with the recent attacks on migrants and these immigrant students. It is very great to see a lot of know your rights training happenings on our campuses in the community. We would like to see more of those, and we would like to see more efforts as a community to be protecting each other. And Myanmar Student Union is also the first overseas chapters of All Burma Federation of Student Unions, and then we will keep working and standing with the oppressed people of Burma and all the oppressed people all over the world. And then we would like to invite this council and the community to join us in standing in solidarity with the people of Burma and all oppressed people all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Oh. And then now we have Adonis Marcelino.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and council members. For everybody that doesn't know me, my name is Adonis Marcelino. On Instagram, I'm known as I'm Adonis Eats. So to give you a little bit of background on my history, I am a San Francisco native. I was born in St. Luke's Hospital in '79. And at a young age, my family moved to Daly City. And I attended JFK, Policita, Jefferson High School, and then I got kicked out and I graduated from Thornton High School. I joined the military, and I've been actually working for the federal government ever since. That's off the record, that's not online. A couple years ago, I started an Instagram account, and I focused on sharing my favorite small businesses and restaurants in the local area, particularly in the Outer Mission of San Francisco, Daly City, and South San Francisco. And all I was doing was sharing the food that my family, we already enjoy, especially the legacy businesses that have been around for a long time. And I think particularly because of my voice, I gathered a quick following. And somebody trolled me on Instagram and asked me, why do you talk like that? And the only thing I could gather is, I'm from the Bay Area. I grew up around many cultures, Asian Americans, especially Filipinos, Samoans, Polynesians, African Americans, Caucasians, Irish, everybody. And I'm a culmination of the cultures that are right here in San Francisco, especially in Daly City. And I went viral, and I have a post out there that's sitting just under 3 million views, and it went all over the world. I was recognized in the Philippines, I was recognized in Samoa, Australia, just all over the world. And I asked myself, what am I supposed to do with this platform? I grew 20, 30,000 followers almost overnight, and I'm sitting at 45,000. And I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I said, well, what is this platform for? So the only thing I could figure out after praying and talking to my wife, my beautiful wife that's back there, is I'm supposed to do something with this platform. And so now I call myself a community and culture keeper. And what does that mean? That means that I promote and I champion local businesses and organizations, and I try to highlight the individuals on my platform. And also, not only as an Asian American, I identify as Filipino, but I also have Caucasian, Japanese, and Chinese blood in me. I represent the AAPI community, AAHNPI community, but also as a son of Daly City. And I am honored to be recognized, to accept this on behalf of this community. representation is very important to me. So not only am I representing the AAHMPI, but I'm also representing Daly City and the residents here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Adonis. So before we do the cultural dance, I want to open it up to the dais and to my colleagues if they have anything they want to say about our recipients, and then I'll give out the proclamations, and then we'll go with the cultural dance. Is that okay with everybody? Sounds good. Okay. Who would like to go first? Artrice, you're our leadoff hitter. Go ahead.
What else can we say, or I say, but thank you? You know, it is being born here in Daly City and growing up in Daly City, and I live here and I work here, and play here, and we eat here. And the best part of Daly City is our cultures, the mix of our cultures.
Yeah.
And I see my classmate from grammar school and high school here, and I'm just absolutely honored. It feels like yesterday, right? Correct. But I will say that such an honor. It is my honor to sit here and be able to recognize all of you and all of us, right? We're all part of it. So I want to thank you, each of you, for being here. Thank you.
Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, you know that we have 72% foreign-born in Daly City, and that now more than ever and always, you're right, the Miramar, Samoan, and Mr. Daly City in the back, that I just named you, that it's important that we stand up and we make sure that the immigrants in our community know they're going to be protected and they're loved, they're welcomed, and that you can see the whole globe is sitting right in this room. We have Latinos, we have everyone, and like the gentleman said, we all mix with something. You know, you go back in our lineage and see, right? We just found out the Pope, he's Creole. So what a beautiful thing to celebrate, right? We should be really proud and very honored that God made us who we are. We all come in different packages, but we're all God's children. And the beauty of it is coming together. I see the other members of PIT over here with Ruthie, Phil, and the mayor of over in Colma, Fapua, and all the PIT members that are in the doorway. I see Sam, I see the children, everybody that's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful because it's from the inside out. Even though you're also beautiful on the outside, that's where it comes from. And that's what keeps you here and keeps you who you are. So that's what we celebrate, and we continue to be together. And I think the more we're together, I think there's more love than hate. I'm a firm believer in that. And now we will stand together and make sure that love conquers hate, and we can do it. I'm a firm believer in that, and it can. And I'm familiar with some of the issues and some of yours as well, the oppressed. We have a lot of nurses in our community that's from the area who I'm in contact with and from everywhere. And we must be vigilant and be aware, right? Sometimes we feel like we can't do anything to conquer everything, but we can together, and we can do it with love and heart and with God's help. So thank you all for being here, and for all of you and everyone in this room, including our staff members and who work here, because it's all of us together. So thank you, and thank you to the mayor. Thank you for being here. From the bottom of my heart to yours.
Thank you, Councilmember DiGiovanni. Anybody else on dice? Yeah. Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't know where to start, but I got to start somewhere. First of all, I'd like to thank the mayor because when I was asked to come in and sign these proclamations, I really didn't realize just how much various organizations within our city, especially the AAPI, who they are and what they do. And I'm definitely as further in years as I am, my horizons continue to expand all the time. So I want to thank you for that. I'll first start off with the student union. Burmese. I have a very, very good friend who's Burmese. We must eat lunch about 3 times a week. And he's made it a habit to invite me all the way down to the celebration by the monks in Half Moon Bay. And I've been there many times. And after going there and just being in a place here in Daly City, someone would come up. I remember you. Where'd you remember me? Well, we saw you at the temple. And I was very impressed. I did learn about what happened, especially with the coup and the way folks are being treated there. And to top it off with the earthquake, and it's just so much. And it happens throughout the world, but I'm really learning about the different culture and the Burmese culture. So thank you for bringing that awareness. That is very, very important. To Adonis, you said something. Well, first of all, I wanted to say when they ask you, why do you talk like that? And I don't see anything wrong with the way you speak. And but you do have a deep voice, and that's good. You basically command attention. Now, when you were up here, he says you were accompanied by your beautiful wife, and I'm looking around in the audience, and I was waiting for you to sit down because I was saying which one because all the women here are beautiful, and you finally sat down. So I think that's very important to have the support from your significant other, and that goes for the other side, female or male. I really respect the support that's given because that's how you succeed, and that's very important. Miss Rayner, you kind of called me out, but I want to share a story. When my son was 6 years old, he suffered from asthma, and I came home from work. Oh, back to Adonis. 1979, you were born in St. Luke's?
Yes, sir.
Right, I was right across the street working that district as a police officer, and so that means I was on the force for at least 1 year, and you were born. And if you don't know your history, go back and read about the lowriders, and it was at that time I was in. And as a matter of fact, for the public to know, I was the one who got lights put up in Dolores Park. We never had any. So I just wanted to share that. Okay, back to Miss Rayner. So I came home one day, and my two daughters says we signed my son up for Pop Warner football, and he suffered from asthma. I was so upset, and I met Miss Rayner there. This is how back he's guys can't remember ages, but he's 33 now, and as a result of the Pop Warner football, he overcame being asthmatic, and today he's a police officer and has my star number. And I remember sitting in the stand with Miss Rayner all the time. We'd sit with each other and we bring out goodies. And we didn't eat slices of salami. We actually ate the whole bulk and just bit into it. But that's just a small story. But I wanted to say, Miss Rayner, not only the memories you brought back, but you and what PIT has done for this community, and you continue to do. I am so appreciative, and with Ms. Fa'apua, and I recall that I spoke to you and asked you if you were interested in moving out and looking at to the San Mateo County Fairgrounds. And for folks up here, we hardly had any representation up here in the north. It was just the folks down there. And as a result of Ms. Rayner and Ms. Fa'apua, who are on the board, we now have representation in Daly City. I know, Ms. Rayner, you once said something, if I could, I'd arrange for buses to bring people down to the fair when the fair is in town. But that's only a minor aspect of what Ms. Rayner and PIT has done to include the giveaways at Christmas and the kids and I don't know. I don't know where you get your energy from, but it's really much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Oh, Adonis, back to you again. I live a couple of blocks from Thornton, and people say that's a problem school, but you know what? They're all students. I'm sorry, I go back and forth. I just try to make notes, and hopefully I can cover it. So again, thank you to Ms. Rayner for being here. Thank you, Ms. Fatpour, in conjunction with Ms. Rayner. And as the mayor had made mention, do have the mayor here of Colma, Mr. Ken Gonzalez, which is part of PIT. And I remember him from the Pop Warner football days, and he would make these special hamburgers. Well, was it Titan burgers? They called them Daly City Titans. And thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for your constant service to the community, and also what you do for Coma as well. Set a great example. So, with that being said, I think I'll keep quiet now because I keep looking down for some more notes, but I think I said enough. So, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilwoman Manalo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for bringing these group of honorees together and really representing what AA and HPI means as far as the heritage and the representation in our beloved Daly City community. First, Pacific Islanders together. Really, day in and day out, you have given so much to the community through your action. And we've seen it through all of the work that you've done around food insecurity, around giving the children joy at Christmas, as Vice Mayor mentioned. And right now, I want to say, I know there's some of you in the audience for Pacific Islanders Together. Please stand up if you're part of PIT. I know you come in groups, but please stand up if you're part of Pacific Islanders Together. Let's give them a round of applause.
Oh, yeah, I do.
They're too shy. That's my And also to the left, thank you. It was in 2018, I think, when I was mayor, we had acknowledged Reina as our Citizen of the Year. And really the work she did. But one thing she always mentioned was, she said, Jocelyn, can you honor PIT and the organization? And that's just how she is. Not me, but the organization. And so today, honoring Pacific Islanders together, and really just an amazing community that really, really has been part and partial of Daly City. I went to Jefferson, and, we all literally were one big community together. And so thank you for that. Also,
Councilmember Manalo, can I just add something? I just wanted
Go
to
ahead.
add something.
Go ahead.
Because I think this is very important as to show how much love that this council has for you, Ms. Reyna. When Councilmember Manalo was the mayor last year, she was the first ever to have a Samoan flag raising done here at City Hall. So, Councilmember Manalo, thank you. I did not forget that as well.
Oh, thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you. We all do it together, and that was a momentous occasion that, was long overdue. Thank you so much, Vice Mayor. To One Myanmar Student Union, your activism, I've seen you not only fight for your community globally. You've mentioned, you all have come here to study, but I've seen you also in the front lines fighting for Seton Hospital. And it just shows that, not only your activism around, your country, but also where your community here. And I just want to acknowledge that you all understand, what community means and to be advocates for others. And so I want to acknowledge that. I know that I was able to join you all when you had your event with Valerie Shibbles, and she's actually also a Jefferson graduate. And so I know she's a longtime leader in the community and is always supporting you all. And
last but not least, to Adonis. We actually went to high school at the same time, and it's just amazing how much you've been able to share. Daly City is not a gateway. There's so much special businesses, community, as mentioned. What really some people don't know, and you've been able to share that on a global level. And that's really, really amazing. And you continue to use your platform to educate others. And as mentioned, I'm like, yeah, what do you mean there's no accent? There's no what do you talk that way? I mean, this is the Bay, right? Bay Area. Just had to do that. But this is what community is all about. You feel it in this room. You see it in the organizations, the love, and the continuous just being able to share of culture and build community together. And so when we say love, not hate, we are able to do an annual event here in the city of Daly City because we exude that. We exude love and not that hate. And that as AAHNPI community, know that your voice matters here and that you are seen, you are heard, this is home, and that together, we will continually build. We have over 58% APA and HPI in the city of Daly City. And so know that this is home and that this city hall is yours. And so this is just a beautiful moment. And I want to say thank you again, Mr. Mayor. I think the honorees today are exceptional.
Thank you, Councilwoman Manalo. So I'm here to give out the round out conclusion before we go into the performances. So when I was thinking about who to honor, I was thinking of three things. Number one, service. Number two, engagement. And number three, positive social change. And so when we talk about service in our community, it's more than just a form of charity that I see that you all do, but it's a form of actual service and serving the people. And when I'm thinking about this proclamation, this AANHPI month, when I think about it, it's more than just putting faces that look like our community, but people that are invested in our community, that are there to make changes for our community. And so that leads me to engagement. Again, it's more than just looking like kinfolk, but it's also about what are you gonna do in our community? Because a lot of times why proclamations like this are very, very important is because sometimes we don't see each other, we don't see ourselves in positions of power. And to honor you all is important to me because you put actions behind the representation. And then what leads me to the third part is it's leading to positive social change, right? Especially in the political climate right now where it just feels like our existence feels under attack. But what we see is that through your service and your representation, that this is an asset to our country. We are not a deficit to this country. And I'm just gonna go down the line as well. So number one, I'm gonna start off with MSU. And so with MSU, everyone, I've been working with MSU over the past 2 years as their faculty advisor. And I always tell them, hey, pump the brakes. Your students first. You need to get your degrees but I get it though, because as a person that was a student organizer myself when I was in college, that's what fueled me. It's like, yes, I was there to get a degree, but it was the service and the political engagement, the art, the poetry that made me motivated to create change. And just to give you kind of peel back the curtain a little bit, when we talk about MSU, when I say pump the brakes, not only are they're far away from their families, where their families are fighting a war, a literal war in their home countries. They're here with the responsibilities of doing well in school, with the hopes of transferring. But on top of that, they're organizing not just their own community, but the whole Skyline College community know about what the issues are in Myanmar. Because it's not headline news, right? It's not the sexy headline that we see on the newsreel week after week. And I commend you all for doing that. And then on top of that, there are things that I tell them to pump the brakes because I was like, you don't need to do this. But like if for folks that need to find housing that are students, Burmese students that are coming here, they're like, we're gonna help them with their legal aid because there's some folks that lease out to folks and sometimes they'll do something shady. And I'm like, so they're putting on their lawyer cap, right? And off the side, they're not even doing this as a club. They're just doing this out of their service. It's like, oh, we need to find you some IDs. We're gonna help you find a person to help you with driver's training. I'm like, I was like, normal clubs don't do this. Normal clubs will just go out and just have some shows, maybe a workshop here and there. But when we talk about service, it's like you're going above and beyond. And I always tell this to you all every time we meet every week. Y'all are gonna be doing something really great, and you're birthing something that you're just planting the seeds, and like hopefully this leads to liberation of your country. But ultimately, what you're doing right now is above and beyond what other students are doing. Second, Adonis. The first time I met you, we have a shared ancestor. So I just want to honor our ancestor, Jonathan Magat, or Dr. Jonathan Magat. And Jonathan, we honored our council, and he passed away about maybe 8 or 9 months ago. And I remember meeting you at his memorial services, and I followed you on your social media accounts. And when I saw you, I was like, oh damn, I'm kind of starstruck a little, because when I think of the Bay, I think of you, right? And you were sitting with one of our mutual friends, Harvey, and we were just talking and then looking at all those stories that you have, and being a cultural bearer of the Bay and a culture bearer of our peoples is so important. And I just felt like when I was thinking about who to honor, I was like, what an ambassador. This person goes all over the place. And one thing that you always stress about in all your reels is, I pay for all my food, right? It's not like most social media folks. Like I remember going to the Philippines, and we went to a certain town in Binondo in Manila, and you see all these people like, oh, we're gonna go and do the sexy thing, and like, here, we're gonna eat this food, and then that's all they do, because they just want that B-roll, and they want that sexy shot. But what Adonis does is that he tells a story behind the franchises that he shares the stories of. And he's a believer in buying and purchasing the food, because that's what we do to honor these small businesses. And so, Adonis, thank you for what you do. And then, Raina and Pacific Islanders together, dang. I think ever since I came on to City Council and seen the work that you've done, and everybody's already said it, like everything from the food drives to the service to the young people that are here, and what you have done for all these folks, these young folks, and the Pacific, and beyond the Pacific Islander community, is words don't do justice for the service that you all do. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work and service that you all do for Daly City and abroad. And to also promote the event this Saturday with the Shine Family Day. It's going to be happening at Geller Park. May 17th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And, unfortunately, I can't make it because I have my niece, who's I kind of consider like my daughter. She's graduating from Berkeley, and I can't make it during that time. But I just wanted to say, folks in TV land, folks here, please come out, because it's a wonderful event. And so with that, I would like to have all honorees to come up to take pictures with our council, and then we'll go ahead and do the performance, okay? All right. So if my council colleagues can join us for all of your students. Yes. Anybody from PIT wants to come up and take a photo with the whole crew? I would like to invite all of y'all to come up as well. So if the spirit is capturing you, feel free to come up.
Look at the shine.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah. Let's do that. Like we did from last. Yeah. Okay, so let's have honorees up there and then.
Yeah, you guys go up there. You mayor. Yeah, you guys can. Come there, take us.
And then
Anybody wants to sit down, you still come to the
You guys take us down. We don't
It's your house.
Oh, you got the lamb. Yeah, you got the crown.
I don't know.
last call.
We don't bite. Come on, kids.
Get closer.
Got it? All right.
This is.
It's like I don't even know.
I think they know what to do back
It's like
there,
I'm just looking at a wall.
right?
Oh,
They know what to do.
Yeah, great.
How they look up there? Let's see it.
You all right, Tom?
All right. Yeah. Go for it. Go right ahead.
Hey, sis. Hey, sis.
Again, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to acknowledge our DC Polynesian PI employees that are here. And everyone else that are here, we're gonna do our taulunga. So if everybody wanna come in and let's,
Don't be shy.
yeah, don't be shy. Come on. So again, thank you so much. Girl, hit that music.
Thank you for that. I think we've been blessed with 2 council meetings that just feels like our spirits have been fed these past council. But talk about being fed. We're still being fed with a lot of positivity. Next up, we have a proclamation for the Golden State Valkyries. Okay, so this is a message from Jess Smith, the president of the Golden State
Yeah, there we
Valkyries.
go.
And I'd like to share this statement. And they provided us for a couple of things for us for on council. As you can see, the folks, my colleagues on dais, they have banners from the Golden State Valkyries. This is their inaugural season. Their season tips off this Friday.
Yay.
Against the LA Sparks. So Jess Smith, the president from the Golden State Valkyries, said, on behalf of the Golden State Valkyries, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to Daly City for proclaiming May 16th as Golden State Valkyries Day. This honor reflects the Bay Area's enduring passion for basketball and its commitment to supporting women's sports. Bringing a WNBA team to this region is more than just expanding the
Wow.
league. It's about providing our community with an opportunity to experience the excitement and excellence of women's professional basketball firsthand. The Valkyries are proud to represent the Bay Area, and we are dedicated to delivering thrilling performances on the court that inspire and unite our fans. We believe that by showcasing the talent and determination of our athletes, we can foster a deeper appreciation for women's sports and encourage the next generation to pursue their dreams. As we prepare to tip off our inaugural season this Friday, May 16th at Chase Center, we hope to see fans from Daly City and across the Bay Area cheering us on. Your support means the world to us as we embark on this historic journey. Go Valkyries! Cool. Okay. And also, I'm part of AA PI History Month. We also want to extend our commendations to two folks. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this proclamation to the Golden State Valkyries. So, whereas the Golden State Valkyries, a professional women's basketball team dedicated to excellence, equity, and representation, have become a beacon of empowerment and inspiration in the world of sports and beyond. And whereas the Valkyries will tip off their inaugural WNBA season on May 16, 2025 at Chase Center in San Francisco, and whereas the Valkyries exemplify the spirit of diversity and inclusion, building a team and culture that celebrates the unique strengths of each individual while striving together for greatness, and whereas head coach Natalie Nakase is the first Asian American and Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander woman to serve as a head coach in the WNBA, and has demonstrated exceptional leadership, resilience, and vision in the world of basketball, breaking barriers as both a player and coach at the highest levels. And whereas Caitlin Chen was selected 30th overall in the 2025 WNBA draft by the Valkyries, making history as the first Taiwanese American to be drafted into the WNBA and the first to play in a WNBA game. And whereas both Coach Nakase and Chen's achievements and visibility continue to inspire young athletes of AA, NHPI heritage and beyond, paving the way for future generations to dream without limits and pursue their goals with passion and purpose. And whereas the leadership, teamwork, and advocacy of the Golden State Valkyries and Coach Nakase embody the values of unity, perseverance, and excellence that AA and HPI Heritage Month seeks to uplift and celebrate. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Roderick Doss McDowell, Mayor, and the members of the City Council of the City of Daly City do hereby proclaim May 16, 2025 as Golden State Valkyries Day in Daly City to recognize and honor the Golden State Valkyries head coach, Natalie Nakase, and Caitlin Chen for their outstanding contributions to sports, culture, and community, and for serving as powerful role models during AA and HPI Heritage Month and throughout the year. Signed and sealed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Daly City this 12th day of May 2025. Right. And with that, I'd go ahead and to open any comments from my colleagues from dais.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I just want to say, I want to thank Mayor Dr. Rod. He brought it, he brings it. It's another happy moment of history making in Daly City. So always making history, and as you already know, you're lucky enough, I found out tonight he's your advisor. That's great. And it just really makes everything complete. And for us to be able to declare this and have this as the first city is incredibly honored. And women are really making history. And as this council supports the women in sports and in all things in life. So let it begin, and let it begin in Daly City, thanks to Mayor Dr. Rod. And we're going to see, maybe we'll be at a game one day. And we got a pin right here as well. So grateful to you, Mayor Dr. Rod, and good luck to them in their season opening. And I'm sure they are going to be great. They have a great coach. They have a great team, and it's going to be making history right here. So thank you again, Mayor Dr. Rod, and good luck to all of you ladies. Yes, winners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember. Anybody else? Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you so much, Mayor Das Magboal. I think, when you have a new Bay Area team, not only a Bay Area team, but a women's team, I think that is pretty amazing and phenomenal. And even them being Valkyries, it's like it's the name Valkyries, and it's women warriors is what Valkyries are. And I'm just really, really proud to have the AA and HPI women represented that you have honored this evening, Mayor. As someone that's been Bay Area born and bred, this is actually huge. I can't wait to take my daughter to one of the first games so that she can also see herself, right? And be able to see women in sports and sports and excellence. So, I'm a hardcore Warrior fan, but now I'm going to be a hardcore Valkyries fan. So let's do it. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Of course. Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't follow basketball. I don't follow baseball. I'm a football guy. But when I saw this on the agenda tonight, and I'm doing my homework, this is tremendous. It's amazing. And maybe, Mayor, you can make a proclamation for the Warriors, since Councilmember Manalo is really deep with the Warriors, and maybe they can come here. But I consider this as an honor for us to bestow such a proclamation, especially to a women's team. And in the research that I did in moments, I want to congratulate the team for the first win ever in franchise history in beating the Mercury Phoenix. So congratulations. I wish the Valkyries the best, and looking forward to seeing and hearing more in the future. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Yes. Council Member Perano.
Thank you. I think I echo everything that council here has said. I would say that how important it is for women to show. I mean, you see them playing soccer. Now we have basketball. And I think the most important thing is what you said, Councilmember Manalo. You're able to take your daughter, and I'm able to take my daughter and my granddaughter and show them that nothing is impossible. So regardless of what they want to do in life, the doors are open. So I wanted to just echo what everyone else said. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member Perano. When I was thinking about this and we were talking as staff, like, what should we do? And I was like, just to tell you all right now, I'm a huge sports fan, but I'm even a bigger basketball fan. So, yeah. I mean, I grew up in Southern California, so I bleed purple and gold. Like, you can kill me now. But I think what it did is that it opened up a whole world to me in terms of like learning how to play in a team, learning how to speak without saying things, and understanding body language. And it was also kind of like a rite of passage in our family to learn how to play basketball. And so basketball has been a huge tradition in my family, and for many Filipinos in the Philippines that play the sport. And when we were thinking about who can we honor, and understanding about Coach Nakasi and also Caitlin Chen. I've been following women's basketball ever since the inception of the WNBA. So like, I was able to meet like Lisa Leslie way back in the day, and going to like the summer league basketball in Las Vegas, and to finally have a franchise here in the Bay Area, and to shout out the Sacramento Monarchs, which was one of the original basketball teams for WNBA, and it did not last a while. So when you look at the color purple, it's an honor for the Sacramento Monarchs, which was a Northern California team. But ultimately, this wouldn't have been possible without one of my good friends, Miguel Guerrero, who serves as our political outreach person for both the Warriors and the Valkyries. So, Miguel, thank you for this, and hopefully, if it wasn't opening week, they probably would have been here. But I get it. They got to practice and they got to look good for this inaugural season. So I'm just really, really proud to have another franchise here in the Bay Area, another option, because baseball is a summer thing, and we have the Giants in the summer, but it also gives us another option to watch basketball for many of those that are hoop junkies and love playing basketball and love watching basketball. So good luck to the team, and I hope that we bring a future championship to the Bay Area. So thank you to the Golden State Valkyries for all this. Cool. All right, so moving on down the line. Yes, thank you, and hopefully we'll meet everybody. we get to meet the team soon. So item number 3, proclamation, National Public Works Week, May 18th through the 24th, 2025, and I would like to bring in our director, Mr. Chu. Look at that. I like the alliteration of that, the 3 Ps.
Okay, would you like me to start first?
Yeah. Go right ahead.
All right, great. Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the City Council. It really is an honor for me to be here today to accept this proclamation on behalf of all the dedicated men and women within Public Works. This year's theme is people, purpose, and presence. And all of the Public Works staff, we are here for the people in our community in Daly City. Our purpose is to do our best to improve their lives and make their lives more enjoyable within the city of Daly City, and also to be present to respond to emergencies, to minimize the impacts to their lives. One of the things that I want to mention is in terms of Public Works and the things that we do. I'm really happy and lucky to have this job because I get to do something that I really enjoy in terms of making a difference in people's lives. And I know many of my colleagues that are here today share this same passion, and that's why we have such a good time in terms of doing the things we do. I do want to take a moment just to introduce some of the staff that is here from Public Works. Jeff Fernese is the Assistant Public Works Director. Venus Young here, she's our Management Analyst for Public Works. Sabeli Kayas, our Senior Management Analyst. We've got Shirley Chan here, our Acting City Engineer. In Public Works, we're really a big family in terms of what we do, and we work very well together. Everyone has an important role that they play, and just putting it all together makes it a big team. John is also here. He's our extended family member. He's not a Public Works employee, but he definitely helps out at a lot of our events. So with that being said, it is an honor for me to be here. It's a great teamwork, and it's these folks that really make my job easy in terms of making us look good. With that being said, I'd like to acknowledge our colleagues in the Department of Water, Wastewater Resources, which we collaborate with very closely. And lastly, also to a city manager's office, and most importantly, to all of you in terms of the support and the confidence that you provide Public Works, because we wouldn't be able to do what we are able to do without your support and all of your confidence. So thank you so much and really appreciate it.
Thank you, Director Chu. And before we proceed, I kind of doing this a little bit backwards. So here's the proclamation. And so it's National Public Works Week, whereas May 18th through 24th, 2025 is celebrated as National Public Works Week. And whereas National Public Works Week is a celebration of dedicated public works professionals who provide and maintain the infrastructure and services collectively known as public works. And whereas the theme of this year's National Public Work Week is People, Purpose, Presence. And whereas this year's theme is to shine a spotlight on the way public works professionals advance our quality of life by always being there to serve the people of Daly City. And whereas public works professionals protect our quality of life by providing and maintaining our transportation and stormwater systems, public buildings, parks and grounds, vehicles and equipment, emergency response and right-of-way management. And whereas these infrastructure facilities and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, administration, maintenance workers, mechanics, custodians, and employees at all levels. And whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on the efforts and skills of dedicated public works employees. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the city of Daly City to gain knowledge of and to celebrate the quiet work these professionals do that makes life better for all of us. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Roderick Das-Magboal, Mayor and the members of the City Council of the City of Daly City, do hereby proclaim May 18th through 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week in the City of Daly City and upon all the residents and civic organizations in the community to pay tribute to our public works professionals and to recognize the substantial contributions that they make to protecting our health, safety, and quality of life. Signed and sealed by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Daly City this 12th day of May 2025. So with that, I'd like to open up to my colleagues on the dais, if you want. Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I would just want to say thank you to all the Public Works employees and all those that partner with them. You make our community safe. I mean, there's so many things behind the scene that you all do, but really, our city wouldn't have the infrastructure that it has without all of what you do. And I know you mentioned it, Director Chu, that you all are a big family. It is definitely shown how much of a team effort you all put in when we see, our infrastructure and everything as far as so many aspects of what each and every one of you do. I know that you guys are also our unsung heroes that people don't know, face forwarding all the work you do. So congratulations and thank you day in and day out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Well, Public Works, like you said, is so many moving parts. Like even the recent, tonight, just having the elevator, a brand new elevator, in case people don't know, that is a big part of it. And then I know you work together again with the city manager's office and wastewater and everything, but it's all succinct. Everybody in your department, like Fernese, and then there's streets, and then there's, what's the other, they're all different divisions, and you see the trucks going around. People don't really realize. And then a lot is going on, and then all of you and the employees on the inside and all our engineers with the safety, even including in the schools. It's like the whole encompass of our city. Muscle Rock, which we all love that Muscle Rock, but you keep it going. You keep it going. And with the leadership that we have here, and then under that leadership is, Mr. Chu. They say people are replaceable, but no, Mr. Chu, you're not replaceable, nor is any of your employees. And fantastic job. And I know they always designate a week, but all year long, as I see the trucks on the street, or they just do a simple wave, and they're so friendly to even the residents. I hear such great things. That is what a community is about. So they're resonating out. They're good ambassadors for our city. in what they do, how they serve, and under your leadership. And then I know I see the engineers, they're out at the schools and everywhere else with their knowledge, but their presence. So for that, I'm grateful every single day because I know and I rest assured, whatever it is, and I know that you're a constant communication with our city manager on what in the world is going on. And there's so many things going on that are unexpected, not just our CIP projects, which we know that we hopefully can get the funds to go through to complete. But even the elevator being complete, to me, I was like, wow. In such a short period of time, I believe our city manager said 6 months, and it was 450,000. But for me, it's priceless because all the people can come in, the disabled, the elderly, and you made it priority. And I know that our city manager was really right on it because he wanted to make sure the residents have access to our city hall and that things were, working for them and making sure that they're safe. So safety is key, and I can't be enough gratitude to everyone I see. Please tell them, and I see everybody that's here and the ones we don't see every single day that I see those trucks. Thank you. And from the inside to the outside, Public Works is always working. Thank you.
Thank you, council member. Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I always give an example, and I think that carries the story forward. But before I do, I want to say a few things from your speech, Mr. Chu, that I've heard. And one of the things you said is your staff makes your job easy. And a lot of bosses don't think that same way as you do. I mean, I used to work for a boss, and the thing that he or she did was very important to me. And you are the ultimate boss that I would gladly and proudly work for. You said a good time. I remember when I was working, and a good colleague of mine said to me, when I asked him, when should I retire? And you know what he said? When it's no longer fun. And when you said good time, that brought that to mind. So obviously, your staff makes you look good, but it also tells me that the way you treat staff is even of ultimate concern for you as well. A happy working employee is a good working employee. I want to bring an example of a constituent here in Daly City who has complimented the water department. Apparently, there was some leak that happened early in the morning, maybe like 2 o'clock. And he said to me, I can't believe how Daly City showed up and shut down the water. Can you imagine when you break a pipe? I mean, I backed into my front pipe in the front accidentally, and water's just gushing all over the place. And to have that stress and try to get that water shut off, I'm glad you folks are there. Kids came out, Dad, what's going on? I was upset. I didn't want to talk to nobody. And I'm laying on the ground and I'm all wet and oh my goodness. So thank you to the War Department. And also, when they continue to need work to be done, the same constituent, he says Daly City is different than any other city because you can call the department and you need an inspector or somebody to turn back on the water, and all he has to do is make a phone call, and they're out there. So kudos to you, Mr. Chu. I would say a few things about our city manager because you're his subordinate, but I'll save that for another day. But I'm glad we have you. You are definitely an asset, and thank you to the entire staff of Public Works. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
If I make it quick.
Yes, Councilmember Perano.
Director Chu, thank you. I enjoyed your speech, and the best part was talking about your staff. When I first started, the first thing I did was try to go to every department. And going to your department, what I enjoyed was how humble you are. and how you appreciate your staff and you see the respect with your employees. So I just wanted to thank you for your service. Thank you for being kind, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Perano. I just want to take it back to when I first came onto council. I remember Vice Mayor and I were on a corner. I think we were campaigning or something. And you were like, "Yo, Rod, do you know what the symbols of the blue symbol and the yellow symbol is?" I don't know if you remember. And I was like, yeah."
my goodness.
And I was like, "I don't know, Glenn. What is it about?" And he's like, "Those folks are the important people that make this city run." And I'm glad that you told me that, because I really didn't. I thought they were just logos. Just one was cooler than the other. I don't know. But I didn't know that, blue was for water, wastewater, and the yellow was for public works. And then ever since you told me that story, my kids are tired of it. They were like, I'll be driving and I would tell my kids, like, "Hey, do you know what those logos mean? The yellow one right there?" And it's like, "No." And they have that look like, who cares? But then it's also that look like, I want them to know, because they all have to understand how a city functions. And that last line that we've had where it says, to celebrate the quiet work these professionals do that makes life better for all of us, that's exactly what you all do.
Wow.
Public works, water, wastewater, and water. And, you are the cogs that make this city run, and things that we inherit that we just automatically assume that should be there. I want my children to know that there are workers that make this happen, and they have to be seen. And I don't want them just to be like, to have this perception of these people that are just out there digging holes in the middle of the road, but they're actually doing something, And I'd always have these different stories about, oh, look at that thing they have over there. You see that thing that they did in the park? That was Public Works. Yeah, and then there was a quick story. So I even had a friend that was like, there was people here that dumped all this stuff. Who do we call? And then we talked about the iHelp, right? The Daly City, and they're like, "What? We actually have this?" And I was like, "Yeah." So tell everybody that we do. It's like, you could just take a picture and they'll come and pick it up. And I think these are the small things that we don't put out there front and center. But thank you from the bottom of my heart as well. So, in our new tradition, I'd like to offer this proclamation to Public Works, and I'd like to have a picture with everybody, with my colleagues. So maybe we could have all the folks from Public
Can you
Works
guys come up?
stand behind here, and then folks on my colleagues could be sitting down there while we take a photo.
Oh, a couple? So maybe you should stay up here. I'll go there.
We got one more chair. Mayor,
I'll come down.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. Yeah. Thank you.
you stand by the mayor.
So it's more than just view reports.
You guys can sit. Do you rather stand?
Yeah.
Like we might not get up.
This is a great thing you created.
Ready on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thanks.
Creating all this.
I don't know.
It's a good thing, though.
Oh, I love it, because the picture is really nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Ms. Shore.
This is the best part.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, before you go, if I can make
yes.
another comment. Public Works, Mr. Chu, I'm just gonna make a final comment. A final comment, come on up to the front, Mr. Chu. I just want to see, the mayor had made mention about me teaching him about the logo.
Yeah.
And I want to see if you know this answer, Mr. Chu. How do you know you're in Daly City? By looking at the street sign? And this is for the public.
That should be a Jeopardy question.
Our street signs are blue and white, and they have like a seagull symbol on top.
Okay, so if you're ever on the street and involved in an accident, you look up at the street sign. If it's blue and white with the seagull on it, you know you are in Daly City. If it's green and white, where are you? Mr. Chu,
Broadmoor?
can you answer that? Huh?
Broadmoor, right?
South San Francisco.
Oh,
If they're black and white, where are you?
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
San Francisco. So just something, good tidbit to know.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm proud to be here in Daly City.
Thanks, Vice Mayor.
Thank you again.
All right.
I'll say one last thing, if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I also tell people when you know you're in Daly City or not another city is look at our nice paved roads. Because you'll notice, literally, no, but you'll notice it'll change. Like ours is paved darker, and then you'll go to another, then you'll know you're crossing to another city. So that's also connected to all your work.
Thank you for the slurry.
Thank
Yeah, the slurry seal.
you. Okay. All right. So item number 4, Proclamation Emergency Medical Services Week, May 19th through 25th, 2025. And before we have our battalion chief come up, I will read this proclamation. So Emergency Medical Services Week, May 19th through 25th, 2025. Whereas emergency medical services is a vital service provided by the North County Fire Authority and other emergency medical teams to the public. And whereas the North County Fire Authority, firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs, as well as other emergency medical teams, are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality pre-hospital emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas pre-hospital emergency medical services has grown to fill a gap by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and other out-of-the-hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams engage and complete thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and accomplishments of the North County Fire Authority, firefighter, paramedics, and EMTs, as well as all other emergency medical services providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. Now therefore I, Dr. Roderick Dos-Magboal, Mayor and the City Council of the City of Daly City, do hereby proclaim the week of May 19th through the 25th, 2025 as Emergency Medical Services Week. Signed and sealed by the Mayor and the City Council of the City of Daly City this 12th day of May 2025. And I'd like to bring in Battalion Chief Matt Powers of the North County Fire Authority.
Great, thank you so much. So good evening, honorable City Council members. So it's an honor to stand before you today as we, the North County Fire Authority, recognize EMS Week. It's a time dedicated to honoring the unwavering commitment and sacrifices of our emergency medical services professionals. We are grateful to you, the Mayor, Dr. Rod, and the Daly City City Council, and also to the community for the proclamation, which acknowledges the life-saving work of EMS providers. It's every day that our paramedics, firefighters, EMTs, emergency medical dispatchers, police officers, and first responders, as you had mentioned, demonstrate the courage, compassion, professionalism in the face of medical emergencies. They're also the steady hands, the reassuring voices in moments of uncertainty, providing critical care and support when the seconds matter most. This proclamation is a testament to the dedication, resilience, and tireless service of EMS professionals everywhere. It is a reminder that behind every siren, every emergency call, and every life-saving intervention, there's a team of highly trained individuals who always serve the communities without hesitation. As we celebrate EMS Week, let us take this opportunity to not only honor the past and present achievements of EMS providers, but also look ahead toward continued innovation, stronger collaboration, and the future of emergency medical services. Again, thank you once again for the proclamation, for your support in standing with the North County Fire Authority and EMS professionals today and always. We are proud to serve, and we remain committed to be there for all of you whenever and wherever we are needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Battalion Chief. With that, I'd like to open comments and then to my fellow council folks. Okay, Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you, Mayor Das Magwal. And I just want to say extraordinary work day in and day out to all of the emergency personnel that really saves so many lives. Like that is what you all do. That is your passion. And, you know, when we do hear those sirens, we know that you're answering that call and the purpose that you all have chosen. And so without you all, I know that there's so many lives that would have been lost. And we know that those seconds matter most in so many emergencies. And so just want to say thank you to the firefighters, our police officers, our EMTs, those that continuously give and day in and day out. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've seen you all in action, whether it was my neighbor, whether it was someone that there was an event here at City Hall, or even personally. And so I just want to say thank you because really you all have saved so many lives in our community.
They have. Thank you.
Councilmember Di Giovanni.
Oh, sure. Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Well, where do we start? When they say unsung heroes, that's really, you can't say enough. And not because I'm a daughter of a firefighter, but I know that you leave families behind. Like when you get called out, I see the chief, you get called out during the wildfire season, and then there's no notice, you're gone. And it's something that's expected, but your families serve as well because you're always leaving at a command center and then that complete focus that you guys have to have. It's unbelievable to me how that you can make a transition and then you guys are home with your families because you see so much that people have no idea, like throughout your career, Mr. Powers, extinguished career I know, and along with our chief, and I see our other battalion chief over there in the hall. I see you over here. But anyway, to all of you, you don't know what to expect. So when people have asked me sometimes, why do they run to the fire? And I would get a little thrown back. I'm thinking, your dad did that? And I said, yes, because that's what they do. That's what they were meant to do. It's the uniform you chose to wear to serve and to wear well and to stay with all these years to make sure that there's transitions and that everything runs smoothly. The NCFA, we're the command of all the different cities. And when there's we've had several emergencies, more wildfires than ever, car accidents. There's so much that happens that I can't thank you enough with your gratitude to all of you, to our basic firefighters and our paramedics and all the way down the line, because it takes a team and you work seamlessly together. And we are so blessed to have you and that you dedicated your lives and you didn't have to do it, but you did and you chose to do it. So with that, with great honor, it's not just about a week. I know the people, all these weeks and everything else, but every single day, not just seeing the fire truck, but it's a reminder for people. And where you come in, you make sure that inspections and you come into apartments or wherever you come to make sure people are okay, you know? So I can't say enough. So I thank you for everything, and thanks to all your crew, all the cities throughout our state. I know you represent us well, and I can't say enough. It gets emotional. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Prano.
I'll make it quick and sweet. I can't thank you enough. What you do
Yeah.
to take care of all of us. It means the world to all of us. And I know that you have it down to, how many minutes are you on when a truck is called? How many minutes is it?
Under, yeah.
5:22. There you go. So a lot of people who think I can get to the hospital quicker, you can't. It's better to make that phone call because you not only arrive at, where someone's having an emergency, but you arrive with so many tools
Correct. Yep.
and the best team. So thank you very much.
A pleasure. Thanks.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Manalo said something in her comment about seconds count. Councilmember Perano actually got the time as to the response time, average response time. And I knew what the average response time was, but I was off. I was going to say 6 minutes, but it's 5 minutes, 22 seconds. So I'm 38 seconds off. And what I was
Actually, you're correct. It's 6:59 is our requirement to get there in 5:22.
Right.
6:59 is required. However, our Daly City Fire does it in 5 minutes, 22 seconds. And I've said it before here at council, and I'll say it again today. It takes me 5.22 seconds to even get out of bed. And here we're talking about from the alarm and you're arriving on the scene. So I want to say outstanding work. And Councilmember Manalo said something that brought something to my mind. She said the word siren. I've never heard the term before, behind every siren. And for the folks who don't know, next time you see or hear a siren, look at where that siren is coming from. Sometimes it's fire, sometimes it's police, and sometimes it's EMS and ambulance. I can close my eyes, and if I hear the siren, I know what apparatus that is. So good information to know. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for your continued service and everything you do for our community. And it's not just only Daly City, because I'm sure you do it anywhere you go.
Right.
Anywhere you go. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll keep this short and sweet. I think everybody on my dais already said it, but say thank you. A lot of times we think just of like few years ago when COVID-19 happened and seeing the continuance and the importance for medical and first responders is such an essential component to our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, let me give this to you. I totally forgot.
Let's see what he says. Oh, we can just take the initiative and go. Stand up.
I don't know if you want to take a picture with our whole council.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me. Come on down.
The fire chief want to come up?
We'll come down and meet you down here.
The fire chief?
Fire chief. Congratulations. Thank you.
All right. Thank you
Good
again.
job.
I remember last year. You did the little hearts.
We all got our
Yeah, you
windows
did.
here.
All right.
You are.
Yes, you got it. All right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Oh,
Got
thank you
it?
so
All
much.
right.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
Chief.
right. Thank you so much. Of course. Our pleasure.
Your speech was
Pleasure.
awesome. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Proceeding down the line, we have item number 5, DCPLA Fund the Need Grant to the Daly City Public Library. And we have our board president, Clayton Koo. Come on down.
Good evening, Mayor Das Magwal, Vice Mayor Sylvester, Councilmembers DiGiovanni, Piranio, Manalo, and city staff. It's nice to see you all again tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to speak before you today on this topic. My name is Clayton Koo, and I am the president of the Daly City Public Library Associates, or DCPLA. Several months ago, DCPLA hosted our 12th annual St. Patrick's Day luncheon on March 13th, 2025. We are thankful and grateful for all the generous donations from our attendees and sponsors who helped fund the Daly City Public Library's Fund the Need campaign for 2025. As a result of these donations, I am pleased to present a donation tonight of $10,500 to Daly City and its public libraries. The first item is a donation of, oh, actually, my bad. It is $11,500, not $10,500. The first item is a donation of $2,500 to purchase jumbo magnetic tiles for preschool to early elementary students. These gigantic translucent tiles invite children to build structures as big as they can imagine. The pieces have super strong magnets safely built right in so they can stick together on every side and from any angle for limitless building possibilities. As children construct colossal structures with the see-through tiles, they get an early introduction to magnetism, explore two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes, and develop skills in building stable structures. The second item is a donation of $4,000 to fund summer reading scholarships. Each year, the library offers a summer learning challenge to keep kids reading over the school summer break and engage with fun learning activities and events. Research shows that over the summer, students' academic performance on average slips 1 month behind where they left off in the spring semesters.
Wow.
This slide is cumulative, so by 5th grade, summer learning loss can leave students, especially those from low-income families, 2.5 to 3 years behind their peers. The library's summer reading program is designed to engage children in reading and learning for fun and stop that slide. Participants in the program who complete the reading will be entered into a drawing for a $1,000 scholarship to support their future education through a 529 scholar share plan. The last item is a donation of $5,000 to help the library refresh its Native American book collections. While the library continuously adds new materials and removes out-of-date items a few at a time, sometimes the collection is in need of a more substantial update. Depictions of Native Americans vary greatly throughout children's literatures, and even well-intentioned authors and illustrators may depict Native Americans inaccurately or in ways that perpetuate harmful stereotypes. New books, including those with both historic and modern depictions that dispel stereotypes and provide accurate representation of Native people, history, stories, and cultures, are needed, especially titles from Native American authors and illustrators. In total, we are proud to present to the City of Daly City and the Daly City Public Library a donation tonight of $11,500. We'd like to thank all of our event sponsors and give special acknowledgement to our Platinum Shamrock sponsors, Doug and Sarah Mortuary and Kaiser Permanente. Thank you to all of our DCPLA members, our community, and everyone involved in helping us fully fund these items to support all patrons at our Daly City Public Libraries. And thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thanks, Clayton.
Wow.
Yes.
You guys first.
Councilmember Piranio.
As a proud board member of the Daly City Public Library Associates, I'd like to thank you for being here this evening, for letting people know. What I'd like to say is to remind people, you need to join. It's not expensive.
Nope.
It's very inexpensive. You can go to the website for Daly City Public Library Associates. And what's really important is, as everyone could hear today, the money that we raise goes right back, right? It goes to a great cause. It supports what we find out. Thank you, Ms. Chella Anderson. What we find out when we do our fundraisers is Chella will let us know what the libraries need.
Yeah.
And then we fund the need at the St. Patrick's Day luncheon. You can go to the luncheon if you're a member. So you want to join. The joining is what, $20 or it could be $60 for a family. We'll take anything.
Yep, it's just 20 a year. That's it.
20 a year, but you could give more. We'd be happy to take more, right?
Yes.
Okay. And and all the money, is for the best for the libraries. And so I'd like to take a minute. First of all, thank the entire board. Thank you, Chella, for sitting on the Daly City Public Libraries with us to help guide us on what the libraries need. And thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Thank you. Well, after that, that was great because it's so true. And then you were talking about the learning. Thank you, President Koo, for being here. And of course, it's always about giving because that nonprofit, which is the DCPLA, is a constant giver. And with our director and knowing on the ground, and you guys communicate together. And then tomorrow, no, Friday is the bag for the library as well. Give a plug to the library. Fill a bag for $5. And so there's always something new. And when we have Fund the Need, it's always, all of them are great. But to think that it was $11,100, Mr. Koo?
11,500.
Oh, my goodness. So, I mean, every dollar counts, and it goes to our community. And in this case, I think you mentioned about like children being behind and then you need the summer learning. And these things are key. We really haven't recovered from the COVID, and especially the children. And this is another way to keep it moving for them. And then hopefully, I don't know if there's ever such a thing as catching up, but always being supportive in the educational part as you have, Mr. Koo. So thank you and your board and all the members of the board and Victoria as well, and the people who donated, the people who are there, all our community that wants to be the $20 givers or the $60 families, as Councilmember Perano alluded to, because it doesn't really take as much as you think, and then add it together. And please come to the luncheon. I'm sure we can find more tables, Councilmember, to fill it.
I don't want to get in trouble. I know there's a limit, and we were close to limit, but I will say that you have to be a member to come. So
Right.
join and come, because if you spend $20 for
Right.
a membership, the lunch is free, so it kind of pays for your lunch. There you go.
Yeah, and great people at the luncheon because we're all there to support our wonderful libraries and our community, children, elders. The libraries for everyone. So thank you, Mr. Koo. Thank you for your leadership.
Cool. Thank you.
Councilmember Manal.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say thank you again to DCPLA, all the board members, our fellow councilwoman Perano, who's on your board, but everyone that really puts their hard energy into providing for our libraries. I know it's pretty consistent. You all have been like, I would say, an amazing nonprofit that gives back. Our libraries are really community hubs. And you are so innovative with the partnership with Chella to find out the need. And from over the years, from technology to even looking at STEAM, right? Like when you talk about those magnet tiles, that's really like, STEAM tools for our young people. And so thank you so much for always giving back to our libraries. And it's really for everyone. And so by doing that, you're able to really ensure that, we get the tools necessary. And I remember even one point that you even had the opportunity to purchase like laptops or tablets. I mean, it just continues. So I think it was coined that, and my colleagues will probably agree with this over and over again, that you are the gift that keeps on giving. And so thank you so much.
Thanks.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. President, thank you so much. And Councilmember Manalo said mostly everything that I was going to say. I want to commend Councilmember Perano for her volunteerism for being on the DCPLA. And I always try to take something with me, everything that I hear. So Councilmember Manalo mentioned it, and I'm going to bring it up again. cooking appliances. This is for those who cook at home. Does anybody know where I'm going with this? There are three types of power for your cooking appliances. It's gas. What else? Electric. And what else? Leilani got it right. It's induction. I have induction. So having induction, the cooking is different. So how do you know if the appliance that you have is induction ready?
Ooh, that's a good question.
How do you know? If you stick a magnet on the bottom of the pan and it sticks to it, it's induction ready. See? So a lot of appliances are ceramic coated and it won't work on induction stoves. It will not work. So all you do is get a magnet, stick it on the bottom. Yep, this one will work. Okay? So I just wanted to share that because you made mention about magnetic tiles and, oh man, how can I use this? And there you go. So thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for everything DCPLA does. Thank you.
There's one more. Councilmember Prano.
Thank you, Mayor. I almost forgot. I would be remiss not to recognize not only our executive director, Victoria, but also all the volunteers. There's a number of people that sat on the board, and every time we have an event, they come back. You know, Susan Brisnan Smith. I mean, we can name a number of people, but I would like to say is thank you to them, because when these events happen, as you know, all hands on deck. So I'd like to put out there in the world, thank you to the volunteers, to the board, our executive director, library. Thank you for being president. That's a lot of work. So thank you.
And Clayton, thank you for coming on this Monday night and just sharing just the good work that DCPLA has done. I really, really appreciate the $5,000 for the Native American literature. That's very, very critical. I wish we did more in terms of education to educate our students more about it, indigenous peoples here in America, but that's where the libraries are, to provide that supplemental information and knowledge and exposure to things that they may not get in the curriculum. So I really appreciate that resource going to learning about our indigenous peoples here in the Bay Area and throughout the United States. Thanks again.
Ooh, thanks so much.
Okay. Item number 6, can I get a motion to approve the minutes for regular meeting of April 28th, 2025?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of agenda, can I get a motion to approve the regular meeting of May 12th, 2025?
Motion to approve?
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Moving down to oral comment. Are there any public speakers? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move to the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve consent agenda?
Second?
Mr. Mayor, if we may, if we can, I'd just like to make a comment on item number 9.
Okay.
Okay. With the exception of item number 9?
Okay.
Do I have I think.
And she seconded.
Okay.
You
but it's
second?
Okay.
So-
Second?
Okay.
Okay, so we're approving the consent agenda and pulling item number 9. We have a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so item number 9, accept and appropriate $370,500 in congressionally directed spending funds and appropriate $48,002 for the Bayshore Elementary and Woodrow Wilson Elementary School Sustainable Street Project.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Chu, you won't need to explain. I've read the whole thing. I just wanted to make a comment, and this is a comment also to our city manager. The past few council meetings, we've had a school come and gave us a presentation on, was it safe routes to school? They did an outstanding job, and I see that there's some possible funds coming in, and especially the Bayshore Elementary and Woodrow Elementary School Sustainable Street Program.
Yes.
If we can kindly, I don't know if it can be done, but if we kindly consider the 3D crosswalks. If I had my druthers, I like to see that at every school, but I see
good
this
one.
is allocated for Bayshore Elementary and Woodrow Wilson. So if you can follow up on that, or if that is possible, I think that would, I'd be looking forward to hearing and seeing that. That's all I have.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilmember Giovanni.
It's kind of on the same line, but I did want to let the Vice Mayor and Council know, Bayshore and Woodrow were one of the first two schools for Safe Routes to School that had the walk on it. So I think that Mr. Chu, for the Vice Mayor's inquiry on where they did the corners and how they did them over in the Bayshore, he probably has that information. Because they were one of the first two schools that I attended for the Safe Routes to School that was under Mr. Chu and Shirley when she left. So I don't know. I know that they did do a lot of changes, and then maybe they can add to it.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. But
I like
visit
them as well.
Bayshore, but I've never seen a 3D crosswalk. I haven't
Right.
seen it.
We haven't had one.
So I think just a presentation on it, if it's
that'd be
possible.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay,
I like them as well.
All right. So, Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you, Vice Mayor, for pulling this item. I just want to say being on the CCAG board, I was really proud to be able to vote on this item, especially around ensuring that those two schools where there's a lot of, it's in an urbanized area, you know, both Bayshore and Woodrow Wilson Elementary, and that having the support to ensure that they have the sustainable streets or ensuring the safe streets are there, because, you know, we don't want to have fatalities in that respect around our elementary schools. And so I also want to acknowledge our Congressman Kevin Mullen
Yes.
for the support of this, as well as Senator Alex Padilla's office, you know, in this regard. But, you know, when you talk about hyper-local projects, you know, this is where it's shown it's all interrelated. This is a project at our elementary school. Our cities are represented on CCAG, and then we have at the federal level the opportunities for grants. And so, what we're seeing today in this item is good governance, working together, and being able to affect change. So, thank you very much.
Okay, so seeing no other comments, can I get a motion for item number 9?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Okay, and the consent item. So entering public hearings to item number 15, National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System Local Stormwater Program Regulatory Fee. And I'd like to bring up Director Chu for
All right, thank you. Good evening. I'm going to turn this over to Senior Management Analyst Daly.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. The item we're bringing to you tonight is a recommendation to adopt a resolution to maintain the existing National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, also known as NPDES fees, which is necessary to fund the local program activities required by the Stormwater Management Plan, MRP, and also authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with the San Mateo County for the collection of the NPDES fees through tax roll. The Bay Area Municipal Regional Stormwater Permit was reissued in May of 2022. The permit condition mandates numerous and costly stormwater activities over the next 5 years. Each municipality is responsible for performing specific activities, and the program is managed by the City and County Association of Governments, also known as CCAG. The fees collected were established in 1995 and have not been adjusted since then. The city will continue to collect the fees approved under ordinance number 1219, and the funds will be used to finance the program activities required by the MRP. Public Works staff estimates that the expenses for this program for fiscal year 2026 to be at around $540,000. This will cover total personnel, equipment rental, and inspection services. The fees are based on a nexus between parcel size and the land use and take into account the frontage length, impervious surface coverage, and the vehicle trips to allocate costs proportionally. These fees have not been increased for 29 years. Staff estimates that the revenue collected from these fees will be approximately $470,000. Currently, the stormwater activities exceed the revenue derived from the property assessments. With the need to fund future green infrastructure projects and stormwater activities, an increase will be required in the future. Public Works staff recommends the readoption of the existing MPDS regulatory fees and authorize the county assessor to collect the corresponding fees on behalf of the city on the property owner's tax bills. Staff is available to provide any additional information desired by the mayor or council members.
Thank you, Ms. Calles. I'd like to open this up to my colleagues on the dais. If you have any questions, yes, Councilmember Prano.
Thank you so much, Mayor.
Mhm.
What is the approximate amount of money again that each homeowner would need to pay? And then there would be a fee for businesses as well, correct?
That is correct. So there is a fee that has been set for single family and duplex, and that is $9.80 per parcel.
And we've talked about this already, but what was the what was, they didn't hear me. What was the previous amount before? So the 980 is what you want it to be, is that correct?
That's the way it has been for the past 29 years.
980.
That's correct.
Where would it be, where would it go for, so let's say I'm paying 980, right now. So you want the county assessor to collect more, I'm saying, as a homeowner, I'm gonna see, what am I gonna see in the difference? So it's gonna go from 980 to?
So actually, there is no increase being proposed. There is no increase. This is an item that needs to come before the city council every single year so that we can put it on the tax roll for the county to collect as part of the tax bill.
I see it.
Yeah,
okay,
so this year, there is no increase proposed for the charges.
There it is, now it pops up. So, and why hasn't it been raised in 29 years?
It needs to go before the voters. And so at some point in the near future, it will need to go before the voters for them to vote. Currently, there's some agreements that we're working out with the city of San Francisco because some of the parcels are combined system, sewer and water. And so once those negotiations are complete and we get a better understanding of the stormwater portion that we will end up paying San Francisco, we will need to revamp the formula for Daly City. And at that point, it will need to go before the voters to see if we get enough support for the proposed increase.
So where are we on cost? I mean, okay, so I'm paying 980. What does it cost the city per household?
So currently, as Ms. Calles mentioned, the estimated amount for this year in terms of our actual cost of expenditure is going to be close to $540,000.
I'm sorry.
The amount that we collect is $470,000.
Right.
And so we're going to be short, about $70,000.
So we're
for
short.
this coming
That's
fiscal year.
So if we brought it before the voters, what's the it would increase a nominal amount.
Again, we're trying to finalize what we need to with the city and county of San Francisco because that will potentially impact these charges. And so we need to complete that first, and then we'll need to work on the revamp and the new charges for all of our residents.
So that's in the works.
Yes, that's in the works.
Thank you.
Councilmember Di Giovanni.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. Along the same lines as Councilmember Perano, she covered a lot of it because it's in her staff report. Thank you for bringing this forward to us. And I know that we can't sustain just putting out monies and not having enough to put it. So it's not like we're charging the homeowners monies that are not going to this because of the pollutant. And we have to do that with, I know, with the connection with San Francisco. And then we'll put it on the voters. But I remember, because this was so long ago, and so we have continued to have to pay. So that people know that we've had to pay all this money.
Yes, the city has been paying. I will mention, though, as time has gone on, the requirements for the municipal regional permit has changed when you go through a new permit term. And for the most part, the requirements obviously will get more stringent as time goes on. And so, with this last, permit, it's been, there's more requirements than the previous permit.
Right.
The next permit will probably have more requirements than this current permit. And so, yes, costs will continue to go up. But the challenge is that stormwater fees at the moment need to go before the voters to be voted
Got it.
on.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all the hard work and good report. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. As Ms. Calles, you pointed out, 29 years, and it hasn't gone up. And as our council is trying to basically mitigate something, because we don't want to be hit with something astronomical later on, even though it may not be that much it won't be that high. But thank you. With the questions asked by Councilmember Perano, because as I was listening, I was saying to myself, okay, $980 a month is what I'm paying. How much am I going to pay? But that's not going to change until it's brought before the voters, and which probably explains why you did not have those figures here. If Mr. Nevin was here, he'd probably, okay, what would Glenn say? I would like to see a variance, what it was and what it will be, but we just don't know. So basically, you're looking for approval to basically an awareness that this exists. And $69,765, is that coming out of the enterprise fund?
No, it isn't. This is actually coming out of probably our transportation type funding.
Oh, I see. But we can afford it right now.
We are making.
We're
do,
making it
yeah.
make do. Okay. Transportation. Well, I appreciate the report, Ms. Calles, and thank you for the continued awareness of possible issues that may come down the line. Thank you.
Okay. So another comment? Okay. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open public hearing?
Second.
Okay. Seeing no public comments, can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close?
Second.
Okay. Is there any other discussion or questions from my colleagues? Seeing none, can I get a motion to adopt the resolution by roll call vote, please?
Motion to adopt the resolution by roll call.
All right.
Glenn Sylvester, second.
Oh, we got a first and a second.
Ms. Di Giovanni?
Aye.
Ms. Perano?
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester?
Glenn Sylvester, aye.
Ms. Manalo?
Aye.
Dr. Dos Magbual?
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving down to item 16, approval of benefit assessments for Linda Vista area for fiscal year 2025 through 2026. And Director
Thank you.
Chu.
Good evening again. This is another item that is also being proposed for the tax roll. And so therefore, it needs to come before the city council every year. This is for the approval of the assessment district for Linda Vista area for fiscal year 25 and 26. This impacts the Bay Ridge, the Bay Vista, and the Linda Vista subdivisions. The Bay Ridge drainage area serves a total of 177 lots, and the Linda Vista drainage area serves a total of 176 lots. As has been done in the past, an engineer's report was filed with the city clerk's office on April 1 of this year, and it describes the services to be performed as well as the estimated costs and the basis of the assessments for each of the properties. The proposed assessment for fiscal year 25 and 26 will remain unchanged from the previous fiscal year, 24-25. You can see in the staff report, the Linda Vista Basin area is proposed $151.13 per parcel, and the Bay Ridge Detention Basin area is $100.46. The proposed assessments would generate just over $44,000, and that basically facilitates the cost for the various departments involved with maintaining the drainage basins and the facilities associated with that. So staff is recommending that the City Council approve the Linda Vista engineer's report and the benefit assessments for the upcoming fiscal year 25-26. And happy to answer any additional questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Director Chu. I'd like to open this up to my colleagues on the dais if you have any questions or comments. All right. Seeing no question or comments, I'd like to take a motion to open a public hearing.
Motion to open public hearing?
Second?
First and a second. Seeing nobody for public comment.
Motion to close.
Got a first.
Second.
We have a second. Can I get a motion to adopt the resolution by roll call vote?
Motion to adopt resolution by roll call?
Second?
In a second? All right. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Aye.
Ms. Proano?
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester?
Glenn Sylvester, aye.
Ms. Manalo?
Aye.
Dr. Das Magbual?
Aye. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chu.
Thank you.
Next thing we have is appointments, board commission, membership committee appointments. Are there any appointments? Seeing none. Down to item number 17, council committee reports. Any council committee reports? There's a lot. Sure. I'll go ahead and lead off. Let's see here. Well, I'll start off with our progress seminar. We had our full council that attended our annual progress seminar.
Yeah.
That happened May 2nd weekend. We started off with Nicole Taylor, CEO of the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, and talked about the importance of data and storytelling.
Yes.
And when we were talking about the importance of storytelling, it creates this narrative that gives humanization to the data. She talked about also the themes of reality and hope, because everything that seems bleak, through this narrative and storytelling and having the power of narrative, it gives off a way to humanize issues that are happening in our community and moving forward. We also had the opportunity to have like a round robin of different workshops that we attended.
Yeah.
There were 4 of them. So one was Open for Business, Preparing the County and Cities to Meet the Moment of Better Economic Condition. And it was led by Lisa Diaz-Nash, Alex Kojikan, Elaine Breeze, and Laura Berman. They talked about the biggest challenge is the economic uncertainty because of development. They talked about different approaches. What can we do to incentivize development? What can we do now to identify places to develop where there is predictability? One of the things that we're talking about is because of this unpredictability and how markets are very volatile right now, the markets and the tariffs that are we don't know what's going on with tariffs. It could be up, it could be down, it could be negotiated. And so depending on the materials and things that are accessed through the market, I think one thing that we can do for, as colleagues, and this is what they talked about, is just provide the opportunity to develop. And we can get folks to, if we can create the opportunities, then we have the opportunities and potential for development in our cities, and that every city has a specific context. Another workshop that we attended was Values in Action, how the public and private sectors are implementing strategies and addressing challenges to meet their communities where they're at. And we had Timothy Russell from Renaissance, Noelia Corzo, who was the San Mateo County Board Supervisor, Kalima Saluddin, and Shireen Malkafazali Taidi, who is the San Mateo County Chief Executive Officer. They talked about what does community equity look like. Some of the comments that the workshop speakers, panelists were talking about was that one is that every opportunity to reach your full potential. So this is what they defined as equity. Kalima expressed love is when your health and wellness are as equal as mine. Timothy Russell from Renaissance expressed that collective listening versus responsive listening. And also talking about righting the wrongs of history, who do we take these institutions and make them more equitable?
Yes.
And talking about relationships with community parties. One of the last, and then the third panel that we went through was hospitality and tourism, an important driver of economic development in San Mateo County. We had Allison Kearney, who's CEO of the Cow Palace, Maggie Lang, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, the San Francisco Peninsula, Representative Ruth Shikata, Vice President of Government Affairs, and who is also the Bay Area Host Community, who was instrumental in bringing the Super Bowl in 2026. They all discuss about this way of engaging different places and to shop. One of the highlights that pertained to Daly City was they highlighted the Cow Palace. So ways engaging the communities with the community, engaging the communities, such as emergency response. They talked about how electronic dance music industry is one of the fastest growing entertainment businesses, and how the Cow Palace has been engaged in the EDM industry. They talked about how EDM, electronic dance music industry, and the artists, when they think about where they can have creative freedom, and I thought it was just pretty funny. They were saying the Kia Forum, Madison Square Garden, and the Cow Palace are artists where they've focused their attention to because they feel like they have the most creative freedom to do what they can in those three venues. We also had the San Mateo County Event Center that talked about like the different things that they have there.
That was good.
There was another person, there was that was in the audience. Her name was Maggie Lang, and one of the misconceived notions about San Mateo County tourism is this idea of I had no idea that they can do kayaking in like the coast side, or there are different beautiful parks. And so one of these ways of capturing this, and it goes around the whole notion of marketing and narrative. And so they were talking about creating a marketing coalition to tell the stories about San Mateo County and the peninsula. And one thing that was brought upon, I was in the same workshop, was by my colleague, Councilman Perano, and they're talking about staycations. Like, so what are ways that we can utilize places like Daly City that have like the Cow Palace and beautiful parks and trails? Is how do we also increase this engagement for staycation? And also this question about what is missing. So when we were talking about, the panel was talking about what is missing from this peninsula tourism narrative. And so it's the effort towards experience than just attending the event. Is there an effort to include diversity of our community and building and cultivating business that showcase our diversity? And then one of the speakers said, one thing that they want to mobilize and activate are folks that are the short-term rentals. And they said there are about 4,000 short-term rentals, and how do we activate that industry so that it can also become an economic driver in terms of tourism? Another person in the audience talked about how can we use art as a way to draw and entice businesses.
Yeah.
So how does arts and culture mix in with small business? One of the last panel that we looked at was Mother Nature is not happy, a discussion of resiliency, flooding, fires, and sea level rise. And so when we talk about San Mateo County, we are very at risk with wildfire and sea level rise. Senator Josh Becker talked about the 8-point wildfire planning and talking about how wildfire spending is a priority in terms of looking at how we are going to be addressing wildfire issues, especially what happened in Southern California and in Los Angeles this past fall. They talked about how 3 degrees have increased, water levels have increased over the century. And I think that's about it. I'm opening it up to my colleagues if
Great.
there's anything that we missed from that.
You did everything.
Okay. And then Teresa and I, we also met for the Cannabis Committee. And so we met with Kyle Tankard, who is SEI Consultants, along with Mabel Magno, who's our Economic Development Specialist. And we went through different ways of looking at equity and cannabis business in our city, looking at different, different layers of different type of businesses. So what we have locked in Daly City is that we have brick and mortar, but what we're trying to also look at are different micro businesses. So things that are like non-volatile, things that are not front-facing, but maybe we can talk about ways that can be delivery or manufacturing that is like non-volatile. So they're looking at small-scale, vertically integrated cannabis businesses, seed to sale operations, managing their own supply chain, and looking at the different zones that we have. And maybe we don't need that many brick and mortar face-to-face businesses, but how can we, in a future council meeting, start to think about creative ways of less face-to-face, more manufacturing, delivery type of businesses when it comes to cannabis, and also looking at our equity policies when it comes to folks that have been charged with cannabis crimes, but giving the current, climate with cannabis, how can we talk about bringing these people in the fold for which was once a historically oppressive legislation that incarcerated many Black and brown folks in the community. So these are different things that we talked about. And then Teresa, I don't know if you want to add anything.
The one thing we did talk about as well is, I don't know what it's called. So when people want to manufacture a nice bake or create gummies or whatever, that that they're able to do so. Right now, there's a, did they say?
The type N, the commercial kitchen, right?
Commercial kitchen, exactly. So
oils,
that they're
edibles.
the oils and edibles, exactly. And so that gives another opportunity for people who want to get into this business to have that opportunity, and then hence be able to create is it essence, or what is it called when is the oils?
Yeah.
Yeah, to actually create it instead of having to purchase it, to use it to bake or to whatever, lotions or balms or whatever they create, that they're able to skip that step and then create their own in Daly City. And then we also talked about, as you mentioned, that we look at maybe warehouses or storage or selling or different things that we can do, not just the brick and mortar. Exactly. So thank you for asking.
Yeah, no, thank you, Teresa. I was like, I kind of forgot. So many things. Another thing they were talking about this was a type S, so that we have these large corporation, cannabis corporations, and one way to fit within this equity model is to have them share their businesses to other business owners. So their efforts are not just reduced to their product, but maybe they have access to one of the cannabis areas, and instead of them coming in, they can do business with another business where they can do the business that's like a subdivision under them. So there's a lot of I feel like I had a whole education on cannabis industry on this day, and so we're gonna keep on meeting. So just want to put that on the radar for people, for my colleagues on the dais. And I think that's about it for commissions or council committee reports. Is there any other council committee report? Councilmember Prano.
Thank you. So I was able to meet with the committee with regards to trash and the concerns that we have with regards to people dumping in Daly City and what to do with regards to that. So we're meeting once a month, and we're trying to come up with ideas and solutions to work with the community and to find solutions to hopefully combat the trash dumping that we have. It's my understanding that as quickly as the trash is picked up,
Yeah.
they dump. And so cameras are helping. Businesses or let's say apartment buildings have added cameras and lighting. That's helped them as well. I think we just need to continue, to create a way so that we can educate the people of Daly City that it's not okay to dump. The committee, it was vast. I'm sorry, I don't have my list, but we had people from different departments, and as well as Public Services and departments here in the city of Daly City, police, and I thought it was a good meeting. So, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Prano. Are there any other council committee? Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. In regards to the progress seminar, it's excellent. What really touched me was, since I'm part of the Department of Emergency Management, and we talk about one item, which I'm about to tell you. However, I didn't hear it mentioned at the progress seminar about Mother Nature. So they talk about sea level rise, they talked about fire, they talk about flooding. And I told the panel this at the end when they asked if anybody have any comments. I says, wow, thank you for the continued awareness. But if any of these things happen, what are we going to do? So that's what they didn't talk about, and that's AEP, Automated Evacuation Planning. I had made mention of this in the prior council meeting here, that being part of this Department of Emergency Management for San Mateo County, every city within San Mateo has access to this program, every city. And that if we have, say, a big fire, you can access this program, and it's controlled by user information, including the stats of the city, so it can give you and it can route maps of how to evacuate a certain area. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it'll tell you, like, say, Southern Hills, for instance. And they told of Southern Hills is 4,328 cars, and this is the way you should go.
Right.
So we have access to that. Every city in San Mateo has access to that. So I wanted to bring that up. Today, we had an emergency meeting regarding 493 Eastmore. Ring a bell? 493 Eastmore.
Oh, is it?
Right across from Seton, where we put up those banners. We're supposed to build a 72-unit apartment building there, condos, and all 100% affordable. And apparently, it's been over 2 years, and they were having some problems getting tax
Oh,
credits.
yeah, that's right.
The County of San Mateo has
funding.
input $22 million to build this project. Daly City has put in $5 million to build this project, and HART, which I'm a part of, Housing Endowment and Regional Trust, I think they're putting up $7 million. We want this project built, so they have to go huckledybuck and get the paperwork done because the county cannot get it done in time. So we approved it. So hopefully it will move ahead. I will definitely keep you posted on that. This is, while I was there, I had to give the highlights of the location, why it's good. Half a mile from BART, 1 mile from Daly City BART, Serramonte, Colma Shopping Center, and I had to give all the good parts. And I think it's going to be a great project.
Me
so
too.
wanted to give you an update on that. We just had that meeting today. So 493 Eastmore, and good. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
All right.
Are there any other council member?
I'll make mine quick.
Okay.
You did a great job, Mayor, capsulating our progress seminar.
Oh, yeah.
Even the last panel, the breakfast before we left, I thought it was extremely interesting because they were very candid about what is going on with Lisa Gautier, and we had our state controller there who gave us a lot of, I thought she did an excellent job on giving us a lot of information. And I think that even Mr. Arnett, Jim Arnett, he has an extensive background with foreign affairs and the current situation. Even though it didn't matter what party was in the room, they were very candid about the current situation, about what are we going to do? Are we going to sit back and do nothing? No. So Lisa Gautier is one of the new County Board of Supervisors. She's very proactive in social justice and standing up, and she is determined not to be quiet and to stand up. And I think that she gave a lot of pointers, and it's a good indicator of how that board's going to be positive and to work together with our cities because of our diversity. And she's got a heavy city. East Palo Alto is one of them that's with migrants as well, like Daly City, and how we need to stand up and make sure that, who we are, what we are, and not be fearful. But it's always that we can do that. So I thought that was very powerful before we left. And but the whole weekend, I think that you encapsulated it, Mr. Mayor, and it was fantastic. I mean, they're all good, but I thought this time was exceptional, given the times that we're living in. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember
It was
DiGiovanni.
excellent.
Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I think we got a 5 out of 5 in attendance at the Progress Seminar, which was really amazing. I think that, did you mention the opening session that we had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it was really excellent to have Julie Lind, the Secretary
right.
Treasurer of the Labor Council, as well as our President of the Board of Supervisors, David Canepa, and Nicole Taylor of Silicon Valley, really opening up the session around the discussions that really around our county and how integral it is to just like what is the dynamics and how we're able to really push through a lot of the large issues in that regard. So, yeah, I think Progress Seminar always brings folks together from electeds, business, and nonprofits to just be able to kind of have a meeting of the minds continuously.
It was good.
And so, and I have to echo that. I think that our state controller, Malia Cohen, I just want to acknowledge her through her saying her name, and also Supervisor Lisa Gauthier, and the moderators, Roseanne Faust and also Don Cecil. I mean, when you go through a conference and the ending is very important, and so they close it out where I felt like the energy was still, like it wasn't like, let's continue the work when we leave the place. And so that was really important. I also wanted to share that I was at a committee for the Hope IAC meeting. It's a regional meeting. Right now, and the chair of that is Supervisor Lisa Gauthier, but also just talking about the necessity of having that regional committee, because there's a lot of overlap with other housing committees. And so right now, the San Mateo County Council is looking at how to actually dissolve that and integrate it into possibly a new iteration. Because when committees were created, it was how many years ago? Is there now duplication? And so the next meeting we're going to have in August is really assessing kind of the need for that committee and also folding it into other housing committees that are in the county. And then I also wanted to share that on May 8th, we had a CCAG board meeting, and we had an update on the San Mateo County Safe Routes to School program, the annual report for fiscal year 2023-2024. We had our friend Teresa that presented here with the youth, but it was an overall kind of assessment of the program. Also, we had a presentation by the San Mateo County Energy Watch program, partnership with PG&E. And then one of the staff that has been really given a lot is the clerk of CCAG, Mimi Krum. She had her 10 years of dedicated service to CCAG. So I also wanted to share that there was an overview on the CCAG program budget and also a review of the legislative update that we usually receive at every meeting. But the budget was just informational for the fiscal year 2025, 2026. There'll be a couple more meetings until there's a final approval. So that is my council committee reports. Thank you.
All right, so we did a lot of stuff for the past couple of weeks. We're going down to our city council reports. Are there any other city council reports?
I do.
Well,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
thank
okay.
you so much. And the we were here for the Legacy Business Celebration, which was pretty amazing. It brought a tear to my eye when one of the recipients said, when he introduced his wife. And I thought that touched my heart. The businesses were it was so nice to recognize, and I'm sorry, I don't have my notes. I have lots of pictures here. That they were recognized. And Leilani, are you gonna help me out here? We had the bread basket.
Bread basket, the $1 store
Royal
only,
Donuts.
and Royal Donut. Yeah.
And then what's our third? Oh, that's Dollar Store up on Mission.
Which is not closing.
Yeah, that's not closing. That's not the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Dollar Tree.
And the
that's what I was
Dollar
saying.
Tree was the one where
It's closing. Yeah.
yeah, that's different. But those three businesses, small businesses,
Family-owned, yeah.
just absolutely, it just touched my heart to see them receiving their awards. And I do want to give a shout out to the staff, the decorations, the certificates, the food, everything. You guys were
It was good.
spot on, amazing. It was a beautiful event, and we were all there.
Yeah.
So, that. And then many of us were also at the Patelco
Yeah, ribbon cutting.
ribbon cutting on Gellert, a great organization, good people, very community oriented, and we were all there. I didn't want to make and also to commemorate Small Business Week at Seton Medical Center. They had a summit there. Supervisor President San Mateo County David Canepa was there. Jessalyn Manalo, a council member, our mayor, I was there. And I will say that was also, an honor to be able to participate in that. I don't think I forgot anything, or I might have.
Perfect.
So there you go. Thank you.
No need to repeat.
No.
I'm not going to repeat.
Excellent.
Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I think off the bat, I am extremely excited that we're going to have the grand opening of Midway
Village.
Yes.
Village. It is huge. I remember being on council when we had approved the project. For those watching, this is the largest affordable housing project in San Mateo County, and we have it here in Daly City in the Bayshore community. I mean, this is long time coming. We know that it's going to be celebrating phase 1 of the grand opening, but also the groundbreaking of phase 2. And when you think about really around building for the community, this will also have childcare within and also the renovation of the park there. So when you think about transformation and really ensuring, all areas in Daly City is supported, this is something I'm very excited about, and will be happening this upcoming Friday. And so I'm sure I'll be surrounded by all my mayor and the colleagues in that regard. I also wanted to share that I had joined the Hope and Opportunity Program at the Plumbers Hall with the local unions 104, 171, 483, and 467 with their joint apprenticeship program, which really, I'll have to say is amazing because, not everyone goes to college, and to have the opportunity to go into trades such as plumbing or sprinkler fitters, it just really provides upward mobility for youth and young people and their families.
Yes.
With such good paying jobs, and also an opportunity to learn unique trades in that respect. So I just want to thank the opportunity to be able to hear from those who've gone through the apprenticeship program, and to hear their stories, and to have representatives that actually graduated from the program that are residents of Daly City and other cities in San Mateo County. I also wanted to share that I also wanted to congratulate the staff on Earth Day, Recycling Day. I know that many of us were in progress or whatnot, but to be able to hold that special event, I know that residents always look forward to that event because they're ready to be able to recycle. What they always ask, when is that happening again? And so I know we are able to actually do that on many occasions, not Earth Day and also Make a Difference Day, but I know that it's also a service to our Mother Earth. But then I know that our residents that participated, thank you. We all are working here together to make sure that we are doing our best towards climate action and combating really what we see. I mean, we're hearing the weather in LA is cold. We're now seeing more sunshine in Daly City. I mean, we know that it's real in that regard. I also wanted to say that I was able to congratulate the retirement of Jamie Ramos. He has decades and decades of service to Westlake School, and I just want to congratulate him on his retirement. It was great to see all the wonderful teachers of the Jefferson Elementary School District who do so much. I also wanted to say deeply honored to join Vice Mayor Glenn Sylvester We both sit on the board together on the San Mateo API Caucus. And it is an annual event also to, we've had some of the API youth interns, and some of them are not API, but like we include everyone. But I want to say thank you to the staff, because those interns have spoken on their experience visiting Daly City, the waste and water treatment, the different departments, and it made an impactful time for them that they spoke about it when we had our event. And they said being able to see, how cities work, and they acknowledged their trip to Daly City. So it's really great to hear, like, you never know, right? Like, is it impacting them or not? But when they reflect back, it was really great to hear. We honored Supervisor of Santa Clara County as the first Asian American woman, one of the first Asian American women supervisors in Santa Clara County, Honorable Margaret Abe Kobe.
Yeah, she's great.
And so, District 5, also PG&E, Youth Advocate Mira Karthik, and Mama D of East Palo Alto. Her formal full name is Philemata Apollonia Faanan Henry Gray. And so it was just, building and building. We were able to host some interns here before, and now I think they're up to 20 interns. So that was really great. Also joined Iglesia Ni Cristo for their Care for Humanity event and medical mission. I was able to join Assemblymember Alex Lee in that regard. They had over 24 churches represented. I know that there is, large congregation of our Daly City residents who are with Iglesia Ni Cristo. And so it was really great to see their service to the community around a medical mission towards diabetes, high blood pressure, in that respect. I'm also wanted to share, and I'll let Vice Mayor elaborate on it, but able to join the Phileo SF 14th Scholarship with Vice Mayor and his wife, as well as our Planning Commissioner, Cheryl Qatar. I'll have him elaborate on that since he was a founding member of Phileo. I won't say back how many years, but you can share that information. And then I want to thank Mayor and the whole City Council for signing the commendation for Monica Abello's 90th birthday. For those of you watching and everyone, it was her 90th birthday. She's been a huge pillar in Daly City. Learning about her life and history, she was actually one of the first Filipinos that got a master's in social work in the 70s.
Wow.
And, she did a lot of work in San Mateo County. And then when she retired, she gave more work to become the executive director of PBRC. And so when I look back, when I first met her 20 years ago, now I'm like, oh my goodness, she's 90, but then 20 years ago, she was still doing work after she retired. And so I know that the Lincoln Community Center is where she's at dancing, and really want to say to the Recreation Department, thank you. I think it definitely shows where you build community day in and day out, that longevity, being in community, it just shows that. I also want to commend the city manager and everyone. I know that this was something that we had advocated for a long time. And since we're talking about Lincoln Community Center, having the ramp and pathway done is so huge. And I know a lot of seniors are watching. That's something that we've heard many times over. And I think City Manager Tom Piccolotti, that was one of the issues when you first onboarded, and now that it's was able to come to fruition. It's huge for our elders, even going through that pathway over and over, that's something that they're very grateful for in that regard. And I also wanted to say I was at the Jefferson Elementary School District Students of the Year with City Manager Tom Piccolotti, Councilmember Di Giovanni, as well as
That was great.
our acting chief Christensen. And I mean, there were so many folks there, but what the most important thing I will say is that the young people continue to, the student of the year from JESD, every time they share what they envision themselves doing, the schools they want to go to, and how much pride and respect they have for their community is amazing. It's a testament to the families, the teachers, and just building a community of young people that are civically engaged as well as academically, really, it's just amazing to see day in and day out. I know it's just wonderful to see. And I think that is all I have on here. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I'm not going to repeat the other events that we were all at. I'm sure you'll share about the poet laureate in that regard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
You do.
I'll leave that to you, Mr.
Okay.
Mayor, the poet laureate, and then also in that, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so here's a list of a lot of the stuff, and just
Oh
to
gosh.
give you some context, I just wanted to say upfront, just thank you to the staff for making all this stuff happen, because we had a whirlwind of events these past couple of weeks. So on April 30th, we had the DCPLA Poet Laureate
Fantastic.
winner Kaylee Chu and first runner-up Olivia Viroy. And we also had a performance by the San Mateo County Poet Laureate, who is also the former mayor and current council member of East Palo Alto, Antonio Lopez. Also, we also hosted the next day, on May 1st, the Daly City Chamber of Commerce Scholarship, where I was able to don honor of having a keynote speech.
That was
and
great.
I provided a little speech entitled Mayor's Resolutions. Right? They're talking about Riz and charisma, and I redid a little bit of the acronym of Riz as remembering where you come from, I speak an impeccable word, and Z for zealous, to continue to work and whatever goal they have, to be very, very ambitious and to put their whole heart into it. The following day, on May 2nd, I was able to attend and also give a keynote address for the Ethnic Studies Summit, attended by the Jefferson Union High School District ninth graders. It was sponsored by the San Francisco State University's Asian American, Native American, Pacific Islander Serving Institutions, better known as ANAPISI programs, by their organizations called Reach and Arc program. So they had all the different students from JUHSD, ninth graders, and they had a great time at San Francisco State, and they got to meet also some of the founders from the Black Student Union Third World Liberation Front organizers that were there that talked about the legacies of ethnic studies. Another one I want to share is let's go down here. Last Friday on May 9th, we had the Mayor's Walk with the Daly City Chamber of Commerce. And I was accompanied by Maybell Manio, Leilani Ramos, Rihanna Mariano, and our city manager, Tom Piccolotti, along with our Daly City Chamber leaders, Felicia Leong and Tom Norris. And we were able to, walk the top of the hill. And specifically, La Costa Cafe and Restaurant, the owner was 9 months pregnant and then some. She's like full term plus 2 days. And she came and met us. I was like, are you sure you should be out here? Maybe you should be in the hospital. But she greeted us and welcomed us to her franchise. We also visited Strength Camp, which is a gym membership spot that emerged out of COVID-19, and what emerged as a hobby then grew out into Strength Camp. We also visited Rianne Fashion, who is a fashion franchise that has been there since 1991. And then we ended at 13 Gallons, who's been a strong supporter and also recognized as Daly City Business Awardee back in 2022, and seeing their growth as a business as well, going from silk screening to now having a wide range from embroidery to continued screening to working with different streetwear designers. And while we were there, they were actually making products for the Jordan brand, which was actually really cool.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, and that's about it from me.
Wow. Good
Vice
job.
Mayor Glenn Sylvester.
Thank you, Mayor. I wasn't going to say anything, but Councilmember Manalo kind of prompted me, so I kind of got the hint very quickly. Councilmember Manalo and I attended an event to which is really near and dear to my heart. In 2006, Officer Nick Burko of the San Francisco Police Department gave the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Subsequently, in 2008, organization was developed and was termed FALEO, F-A-L-E-O, the Filipino American Law Enforcement Officers Association, in honor of Nick Burko. 1 year after Nick Burko made the ultimate sacrifice, another San Francisco police officer was killed in the Taraval district by the name of Brian Tuvera. And I became the first elected president of that organization. During my tenure for 2 years, we opened up a chapter in Los Angeles, San Diego, and Sacramento. And we were looking, before I left, we were looking to open up in New York. But those 3 chapters exist, and every year we've had a scholarship dinner to which we pick students out who have an interest in law enforcement, whether it's a police officer, whether it's a criminalist, whether it's an attorney, anything that has to do with law enforcement. And I remembered one particular candidate to which he worked out of Coma PD. Then he's now working at Ventura County. And today he's now the president of the Los Angeles chapter. So anyway, it's based on merit. You don't. I recall another president who came by after me, and he says, I asked him, why don't you join? And he says, but I'm not Filipino. And I says, you don't have to be. And he later on became president. So besides the goodwill trips that I've taken to the Philippines 8 years in a row, where we give to orphanages and learn the practices of the Philippine National Police. It's a great organization, and Councilmember Manalo and I, we had the opportunity, and thanks to staff, to prepare 3 certificates for scholarship awardees. And I don't think any of them were Filipino.
Yeah.
Was there one? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So it goes to show that after the interviews, 3 were selected, and I've been away for 3 years, and it was good to be back. So thank you for that, Councilmember Manalo. It really brought back memories for me. And after that, as I said, with DCPLA or the St. Patrick's Day luncheons at Coma, I won't miss them again.
I remember that.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor. Now to item 19. Oh, sorry about that.
Because it was such a happy night, people forgot the mayor would not talk about himself at the Poet Laureate. He had his own poetry that he displayed that everybody, I mean, it was really rhythmical and shows a lot of talent. He did it, I think, a prior one, and I'd like to encourage him to do a book but we haven't got there yet. But it was really nice because he added his own rhythm and he did it the night before, which I thought that was pretty impressive. So I just want to say that
Thank you,
Mayor has
Councilmember.
talent.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Throwing down to item number 19, staff reports.
I'll just be real brief. Thank you, Mayor. The path, we were able to work with Finance and Public Works to get the path at Lincoln Park done. So it was a joint effort. It really was something that we were able to find the funds during the budget cycle on some savings from other projects and able to get that done. So thanks for pointing that out. And thanks to Public Works and Finance.
Thank you. Thank you
And
so much.
I think everything else has been covered, but I do agree that the mayor is a poet in his own right, and his poem that opened the event was moving in many different ways. I told him so. So anyway, that's it from staff.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you, City Manager. I was just trying to break the ice for all the other performances. Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, moving down to adjournment. I'm gonna hand it over to Councilmember Manalo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This evening, we've honored the father of Ray Bonaventura. At the last meeting, he did share with me some of his life story, and so we send our deepest condolences to former Mayor Ray Bonaventura on the passing of his father, Alfredo Francisco Bonaventura. Alfredo Francisco Bonaventura, December 23, 1930 to April 28, 2025. Alfredo Francisco Bonaventura passed away peacefully on April 28, 2025 at the age of 94 after a long battle with dementia and heart failure. He was surrounded by his family, including his son Ray Bonaventura, the former mayor and city council member of Daly City. Ray's dad's final wish was to be buried in the Philippines, to be beside his mother and father's gravesite. Ray is on the way to the Philippines to fulfill his dad's dying wish. The Bonaventura family is humbled and grateful to the Daly City Council for this adjournment and recognition. God bless you all.
Oh, that's nice.
Also, in memory of Beatrice E. Sabato, deepest condolence to Merle and all the family members. Beatrice Egar Sabato, affectionately known as Ma, Mamu, and affectionately known as Baby, passed away peacefully at the age of 77 on April 16, 2025 at the Golden Pavilion Skilled Nursing Facility in Daly City due to the underlying health issues. She will be remembered for her warm heart, infectious laugh, deep devotion to her family, love for the Giants, Warriors, and 49ers, and her famous lumpias. Born on August 18, 1947 in Manila, Philippines, Baby was the oldest child of Carlos Egar and Clara Labay Egar, who preceded her in death. She grew up sharing her life with siblings Roland, deceased, Carlos Jr., Marilu, Estella, and Anita, and her own little family. Baby migrated to the United States in 1972 by herself. Her husband followed in 1974 with her two children. Baby called Hugo Apartments at 214 6th Street, San Francisco home until she and her husband bought their family's forever home at 826 Schwerin Street, Daly City in 1979. Baby attended City College of San Francisco and held several jobs until she finally found her calling working in housekeeping department of different hotels around the Bay. She worked at the Ramada Inn by the Bay, Hampton Inn, and Comfort Inn and Suites until her retirement, having worked in the hotel industry for over 30 years. Baby is survived by her husband, Vivencio Sabato Sr., her children, Merle, June, Felix, Aloha, and Max. Her grandchildren, Derek Jr., Jomari, Riza Joy, AJ, Darian, Jeremy, Lyric, Kylie, and Pabi, as well as a plethora of nieces and nephews, including Mary Jo and Diosdado. Mamu, Baby will remain in our hearts and memories. I just want to say it was an honor to be able to meet some of the family members at the viewing with Merle, and for her invitation and opening to pay tribute to her mom. And I just want to say, as such a pillar in the community, Merle, deepest condolences to you and your entire family, to your dad, deepest condolences as well, to the Bayshore community.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. Councilor DiGiovanni.
No, I want to thank Councilmember for, she was close to the same person. I just want to give heartfelt condolences to Merle and her family. And then I didn't just attend the viewing, but I attended the services. And the services really expressed how much her mother, people don't realize when they immigrant to this country, how hard these people work just to provide for their family, and then their anchor. Then they try to bring the other people over to try to be a better life. And what they flourished, and her husband was still there, and he's still living. So all that hard work and how the children have turned out. One is serving on the Bayshore School District right now, and Merle works at the with our recreation as well, and also with the Bayshore School. And I think Councilmember of that. And she had also asked the same thing. And Merle, I know you're grieving, but God bless you and your family. Thank you.
And with that, I'd like to offer a moment in silence for those that are enduring memory. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you all next time.
Oh, God, 10 o'clock.